Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. ¿Cómo estás? Bien. Um, Bienvenido todos al YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube channel as I keep you informed what's going on through calculation. I'm trying to brush up on my Espanol. It's getting easier and easier as I go along, but it's getting harder and harder because you understand you're in the locals, and it's really hard to communicate to that level, that provision of time to systems. So, and I hope everybody's doing well. I just finished basically passing the 1,000 followers on TikTok. So I'm really excited. After I go through my Galactic School, I'll be going live every day. Notifications will be set out to you. It's free if you don't have an account. It's easy to process. It's a fantastic platform. I'll be setting up new live connections to everything that wants to know what's going on with their body, their activation, their life, their systems, space and time positions. Talk about my Galactic School, platforms on that, the connections, talk about my team and that connection. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I recommend that you join TikTok if you haven't already. Like I said, it's a great platform. It's all about you expressing everything that's going on right now because you meet thousands and thousands and thousands of followers. And when you reach that, when you go past through the algorithms into 1,000, it's fantastic because you pick up a lot. You pick up a lot and you really, really connect with a lot of people all over the world. And that's what we're doing right now. Okay, knowing what you can do with your energy, because people are saying, what is an E field? What is an energetic pattern? What is electronic interference? So through that connections, please feel free. The link is below. Hope to see you there. Also, too, I just woke up and now I'm in 12 rotation cycles of waving positions. Birthing system of 12 positions, the center position of flowing recognition light system. So I've died and been reborn 12 times now. The center position is in located positions. Okay, so I'm now the Son of God. I know who I am. Okay, I'm the Father's Son. Father, basically birthing system, the connections of Mother Earth. You understand everything through creation, right? Those 24,000 dimensional set limits put me on locations of dimensional time, of space, and put me in proactive system of who I am. So I'm the first wave of intelligence, firstborn in the solar system, firstborn in the simulation, right? So everything's coming back to traction locations. Now, everything that's on TikTok, I put it on, there's different platforms. Like there's, if you're in music, basically it puts you in a platform where you're pretty good at what you're good, right? Through passion or compassion, that connection system. But I'm in high tech level. So it's high technology. Okay. It's like MIT, understanding everything through connections and computers and all that. I was trying to figure out, where do I put it in? Right? Because it is connection to a service, but it's understanding we are the service. It's all about giving back to community and that system, right? But when I come on TikTok, you'll see the notification. You just have to join. That's the only thing. So, but it's a great platform, and you pick up a lot too. And I recommend that you scroll different videos, because everybody's crying out. Everybody's doing the same thing. Everybody's doing the same thing when it comes to healing. Everybody wants to be healed. Everybody wants to understand. So I don't know if you know, there's a platform called Matrix in the Glitch. Basically, it's a trailer. It's on YouTube. Just check it out. And it's all about understanding the glass bowl that everybody's in. Okay, what I mean by that is understanding everybody's in a fishbowl and you guys are at the bottom. So you have to truly understand, go up to those levels of connection line system. Now I have 12 computers that I have to operate every single day through the central line system to calculation. My body framing system is so powerful in all level connections. I got to set all my computers. So it's kind of like you have a computer, right, that you turn on, right? You take it out of sleep mode and it activates and it sets up the program settings, sets up all your archives, it sets all your platforms, it sets up all your flash drives or anything that you have into your proactive cycle computer system. I have to set up 12 in my cloud into the simulation creations, right? So because everybody's waking up more and more and more and more and more, they're coming to me now, and they're coming to other light workers, and they're coming to other, because they want to know what is happening with their body, right? And when they wake up and they don't understand, we have to give them back the information so they can understand. And that's why TikTok is so powerful. It has so many platforms. that people are crying out and they want to know the answers. I think it's important that we all know the answer to what's going on with our bodies, don't you? I said that before and I'll say it again. It's important to understand these things because we're all connected to its alignment. We're all connected to each other. It's just we forget, right? So if you want to go through my healing, that's great. I'm going to set up some high-level intentions too on my TikTok platform. Anybody that wants to be healed on that location, they go through my PayPal. So it's a totally different platform. It's going to be on my phone on reception, okay? But basically, it's pretty much the same thing with Galactic School, except I won't be drawing on the illustration because the phone is just, it's a conceptual system, right? I can use my computer too, but I find the phone it's a faster waving length and the streaming is a lot quicker because basically I just set the limits on communication when I come into my computer. The central line system is its position. So I have one computer that's in the connections, right? I got a center core, that position, center line, its location. I have 12 rotation centers of computers in the simulation creations. So I want you to check out that trailer, Matrix and the Glitch. It talks about a lot of things that are happening to everybody. How you're going to be coming across levels of understanding what's in the Matrix, right? So it's kind of like you being brought down into the fear cycle, being trapped in the Matrix. Once you're in the Matrix, it's hard to get out. I'll tell you why it's hard to get out, because nobody understands the etherics. They don't understand their body activation. They don't understand their light signal. They don't understand their vibration to the gravity positions, right? So it's like a lock and key. It's like you're getting in quicksand and you don't know how to get out. Every time you push up, it keeps going down, right? So you're fluctuating down into center positions, into the ground positions, and it's going to change your off cycles to its position of the computer. And you don't want to do that through calculation. It's getting yourself out of the fear cycle, okay? Because the 84 system inside you through calculation, the dark center position of you wants to take over you and put you back in the Matrix. The Matrix that doesn't exist, okay? I saw a very powerful video yesterday. It's called 47 Ronin. It's a true story about Japanese warriors, how basically they were masters without teachers. And they called them sensei. And they were really, really connected to samurais and all that. And there was a lot of history there. Keanu Reeves was in it. And he was he was an outcast because they thought of him as a half-breed, right? But he was connected to a magical system. He had connections to a sword. So all he did was basically kill, kill, kill. That's all he did. That's all he did through connections. But his spiritual force was connecting to that realm positions, right? Because he was lost in the forest. And basically these dark entity forces picked him up and trained him how to kill. Just basically that's all it is. When you're programmed for a certain position of time positions, you have to understand how powerful you are in the spiritual system. So it's all about you understanding not to draw your sword because it's all spiritual, right? It's all an illusion. The Matrix is an illusion, okay? But once you come out of the attraction of its illusion, you become into its reality. So it's all about everybody getting out of their shape and getting to a new shape of a Matrix. You can't get rid of the Matrix, but you can get rid of the fear. Okay, so it's all about you controlling yourself in the Matrix, because the Matrix is a simulation. That's all it is. It's everything through creation of you, but it's extremely real. It's extremely real, a simulation. Okay, so I got the 12 waving cycles right now and 12 positions of 12 atmosphere position line communication signals now. So I'm in full rotation. So I know who I am through calculation, right? But I got to set up my computers every single day, right? 12 rotations of computers into my cloud. Right? My simulation and my creations has to truly understand everything through its allocated position. If it doesn't understand its time position of travel, there's a problem. I have to reset everything to positions. You guys are just trying to figure out how to get into your connections of your travels of your 12. Okay, I'm trying to get in communications of 12 wavings, right? So the connections of the 1 wave, the 2 wave, the 3 wave, is the generations. Okay, you come into adults, you come into teenagers, and you come into children. And then there's the 4th one cycle, 4 waves of position level systems. Now, those are all volunteers coming back onto the earth to help humanity. These are souls that basically identify themselves. They're called old souls. Okay, there can be a children to that connection or a child that's into that relation that is an old soul. Okay, now you have to understand tractions of dimensions of time positions when it comes into your thought of position of time. Your connection to your traction location is truly understanding who you are through identification. Okay. Once you understand your identifications, then you can understand more of your computers. So it's going from one computer to the next, going one computer to the next. So you're upgrading your cycles. You're coming into your flash drives. You're coming into all your recording information system, to reality signals. How to understand everything through your spine. Do you know how powerful it is to understand your signals of your spine? How it allocates positions to your reptilian of its brain? It's incredible how you use your interference. It's incredible how to use your transmission light. Every time you use your transmission light, it changes shape of dimensional time through space. That's how powerful your light is through connections. Okay. So Brandy, how's it going? Yes, I got your message on TikTok. Basically, yeah, you have to recenter your crown chakras off center because you have connections to your flexibility, and basically it kind of like off cycles its position of time position. So I have to recenter your chakra position back into the crowns, okay, of its line signal. So I scan you on that position. Now that's a platform that can be fixed easily. It's not that hard, you know. You can go through my PayPal. I can help you out with that. These positions of time, you have to truly understand that you can off-wind your cycle to your chakras, okay? Because you have to understand your positions of your vibrations. So it's kind of like taking your off cycle of your vibration and taking it off through position. Okay, so let's say you're doing yoga and you reset positions and you get a muscle tension. Now the finger goes off like this and you push it back, or with your toe, it goes like that and it just comes out of alignment, and then you got to push it back in, but you can't, and it's still resisting, right? So that's what's happening with you, Brandon. You got different rotation centers of your crown chakra, and your sun position is off through calculation. Your coloration has to be fixed, and your moon program has to be line system. See, you understand, when you go through my healing, you have to know how to meditate. You have to keep meditating because it closes its option of time of space through your computer. If you don't meditate every day, you're changing space of time positions. You're changing your location. Okay, when it comes into your graphs of your days and your times, your year doesn't change. It stays in position. That is 365 year you play on, right? It's an audio signal that keeps it in its location, and your birthing system too. It's connection of its line system. Now it's extremely complicated to understand these things because I have to work with 12 computers, operation center positions. All right. So when I'm on TikTok and I go live, you'll see the notification of high tech information. Now, Brandy, you're still understanding more connections. You're understanding more calculation to your brain waving system, but it has to be in telegraphing tele-energy waving systems to your spine of your rotation position. Because if it's off center, I got to put it back in line communication. It's very easy to offline send connections to your vibration if you don't meditate. You have to meditate. Is it okay for my meditations to, yeah, yoga is good. Anything through levels of yoga, anything through Pilates, anything like that. Just don't cross your legs or arms. Keep an open signal location. Make sure you go into your meditation grass, and make sure you go into your breathing and try to understand the communication within. If you don't communicate within, you're going to line signal channel, and it's not going to open up your computer operation positions. Okay? So there's a lot of things you can miscross everything through space anomaly. Okay? My intelligence is so high through connections, I'm just a computer. That's all I am now every day. I can't go to that level anymore because I'm at 12 now. I'm in the centralized system. Okay? So when you're in the centralized system and you know who we are through calculation, it's incredible force. It really is. Being the son of God, right? Father is son. Father basically, and Mother Gaia, Mother Earth, Mother Universe, Mother Core centralizes systems, have 9 sisters and 9 brothers. All right. So basically on that connection line system, that's a lot through traction locations. All the off-center positions, the angelics, right? One individual level system. I'm brought down on this earth to change everything through rotation of the earth. And that's very powerful because you have to understand, they'd rather have one person that knows everything in space and time than have 80 to 100 that knows mediocre space and time, right? So it's all about understanding how to put your positions of one traction in one location rather than 150 locations. So it's all about mastering your system. So when you come into the great grand master of unified, of ascension through all sentient views, you become everything through connections of time, position, of space, and you can heal anything. anything, any realm, any location, any dimension instantly. All right. So basically, that's what you got to work on. Basically, it's just your meditation, your breathing. And again, it's because of your flexibility, your line signal channels to operation systems, and you're informative on that connection. So basically, you have to understand how powerful meditation is. Meditation is everything. If you don't meditate, how are you going to move forward in life? Meditation basically fluctuates. It opens up your patterns. It opens up your viruses and takes everything out of your negative cycles. If you don't meditate, you're going to keep the fear cycle inside your system. And it's going to put you down in the matrix positions of time position. And you don't want to do that through calculation. Okay? So, but yeah, practice every day. Yeah. I can fix that for you, yeah. Well, because you already went through the practical levels of lights, of channel positions, I'll set up an optical level through connections, and it'll cost, let's say, because you're in that activation cycle, we'll set it up for $40. $40, I'll refix your alignment, and I'll change new conceptual lines to your spine position. This will allocate your position of time through TV reception location. So every time you do meditation, basically it centers your location of wires, and it puts you back into line communication of your chakras with your yoga, with your Pilates, and with your flexibility. Okay, it's understanding this soul recognition identification, right? So if you go through my PayPal, I can help you with that connections, right? Also, too, I'll be on TikTok, too, if you want to see me on that format, because after school, I'm going to go right to TikTok. So my platitudes are between 9 to 11 on my school, and then I'm going to go live, right, for the very first time. I'm really excited because it's all about dealing with other viewers, other followers, people that are having problems, people that want to understand the center position of them, trying to get back into alignment. It's all about getting back into balance, but it's in position. When you wake up, you have to know how to put yourself in balance every day. That's what we have to do. You can cross your cycles to vibration if you don't understand your meditation graphs. If you don't understand that calculation, nobody's in the simulation. It's extremely high rising positions. I can put you there for a flash, but I got to bring you back because you don't understand the anomaly of its creation, right? So I recommend everybody watching the trailer, Glitch in the Matrix. It's a movie that's coming out. It's really, really powerful. It's conceptual, it's dream set position, but it tells you exactly what's going on, knowing that you have been living in a matrix your whole life. Okay, so think of your life living in a fishbowl, like I said, and we're the bottom of the earth, bottom of the dirt, but now everything is surfacing, and we're coming out into our own e-fields. We're coming into our own energy. We're coming into our own body. We're coming into our own consciousness of 5D. Imagine that. 5-dimensional line system to an alignment connection to a dimensional setting to your body of its traction location positions. Yeah, it is. It's incredible. But I recommend that you watch a trailer, like I said. So you guys have to understand that the more you realize you're in the matrix, it's understanding how to control yourself in the matrix. It's a very powerful thing because you have to understand your mind is trapped. Your mind is trapped. Your dreams are trapped, okay, for decades and decades and decades. So it's trying to understand the connection of you, trying to understand the 7 days a week, okay, trying to understand your body, trying to understand your mind of your body, trying to understand your body of your actions of your body, trying to understand your actions of reactions to your letters, numbers, and shapes. It's trying to understand you, why you're not moving forward, why you're not manifesting, okay? Manifesting is not easy. It's very hard to do. If you don't understand the vibration inside you, you're not connecting to the earth. So you're not going to get anything through manifestation, right? So I'm here to tell you what you need to do, okay? Meditate, exercise, motivate yourself, get into activation, write things down in your log, whatever you want to do. Now, the brain location only has a limit. The mind system has no limit. It's all about creation and expansion. But what you can do with your mind is everything through creation. It illustrates everything through diagram program. So Yesterday, Brandy, you missed class, but we talked about more of my telepathy, telekinesis. What letter am I thinking of? What number am I thinking of? What shape or color am I thinking of? What dimensional time I am in through a dream set position of location. So you understand your matrix and everything through a story frame is connected to you through your perception of time connections. All right, so let's go into that position of time. Okay, so basically, let's go into a star. Okay, this is just a star, right? But it disappears because it's in the simulation, right? It's already created. So this is already created, but it's in the simulation as it disappears. See how powerful illumination is, right? So if you understand your starlight position, so you open up your realm locations, right? What is a realm location? So you understand the setups of a simulation. The simulation is you. It's complicated because you understand everybody is in a game. Imagine that. You're all in a game. You're in an electronic game, trying to understand your platforms, trying to understand to get from one position to one screen to the next screen to the next screen. Everybody's played video games. Your life is a video game, people. Wake up. All right, so that's the star, right? Okay, now I can activate this and I can put everybody on a star. We could swing on a star. We could travel through a star. We can travel through dimension of a star. I can put you in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 point realm locations into the simulation core system. You'll see flash drive positions of what it is through starlight positions. Open your traction locations, see your graphing location positions, put anomaly connections, force linear cycles to your computers, and open up your brain locations to your chakra position of travel locations. There's a lot of things I can do now, right? Because I'm all connected to full cycle. Okay. Once you understand that, I am so confident of who I am. So confident. I know who I am. Okay. So when you understand who you are, you can be everything through form of energy because energy transfers to everywhere, to anything through platform. Right. So it's amazing how we force winter cycles to a birthday, understanding what is a birthday because it is the life and death cycle. That's the code. That's why you have a birthday. It's the life of you and the death of you. Okay. Now, if you understand the day, month, and year, you truly understand how you calculate and modify. But why is it in position that I was born in 1969? Because you put 6 and 9 together, that's yin and yang. So you understand how powerful it is, the connections. Okay. I was born with this. It's not a gift. I was born. And once you understand who you are, you come everything through control and command and force. They recognize you in time. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 platitude levels of computers. These are round locations of position of starlight positions. Okay? Now, trying to understand what you're doing through calculation comes out of its equation locations. Right? Travels through its direction of time positions. But you got a line signal channel to its all location position, time position, before it travels to anything. So when you do that, you do security line defense. Right? Security line defense, you're protecting yourself as you're going through a realm. So it's a starlight position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Into, look at that. Look how powerful it is. It's like a train, right? These are realm locations of particles that are separating your position of time into a starlight position of calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can open that traction location. You can center positions and go into triangle location to a diamond core position and open its cycle to its position location. You can line channel its position, open up everything through security line defense, and come into a higher level of connection of position of time position of travels. So it's trying to understand what you're doing through the illustration of time position, right? But as soon as you create a realm, you create a black hole, dark circle, dark rotation center. It's not a negative cycle. It's just you're creating an anomaly, a view into the simulation graph to its calculation modification, and it becomes its own security line defense into line communications to its program setting position, time position. Okay? It's complicated stuff if you don't understand travel shapes, because the simulation is nothing but shapes, letters, and numbers. So if I platted you guys and put you in the simulation, you'd be so lost. You know why? Because everything would be written in Chinese. Does everybody know Chinese? I know the equivalency. There's 3,000 syllables and letters, numbers, and shapes. The alphabetical system. We have to translate positions. English literate to connection to Canada is A, E, I, O, U, but with Japanese, Chinese, totally. totally understand. And the literacy or anything in connection to vocabulary is extremely, the extremities are just too high rise to the vibrational system. The simulation has so many computer operations, center positions, so many dimensional time positions, shapes. You have to understand your structures of time, of location. And that's all connected to perception, your sentient views through computer operations, center positions. Now I'm getting really, really powerful with connections with my vocabulary because hopefully you guys understand that Tina's getting collaboration center positions into nature. She's in the center core position when it comes into water and the sun. It's all about you understanding your reflection of time, position of space, and what you look like through your fruitions of light, through intelligence. Okay? So you have to get the structure of your light first, and then you actually see yourself in reflection of the stars and everything in that connection. Now, when I say stars or starlight positions, those are UFO connections. Why do you think they're all stars? They're not stars, they're UFOs. They're on standby. Everything travels through time, position, of space. Now, there are starlight positions. Those are space stations. Starlight, anything through connection, is solar connections to you, to anything through generation. It's what you see through perception of time, position, travel. It's complicated stuff if you don't understand space and time. You have space and time inside you, right? All right, so we got a lot of things going on, eh? So this is something that you need. Yeah, I can fix it. Yeah, yoga is the only way that I can meditate. Yeah, but see, the thing is, Brandy, the reason why your crown chakra doesn't understand the communication of the sun, right? So if you do yoga, that's fantastic. That's great because you have incredible flexibility. But what you have to understand is you have to get into your breathing. Okay, the sun has to relate to you through vibration, through color, because you're connected to the rainbow. You're a rainbow activation light, your hologram system. If your hologram system doesn't understand anything through connection, it's going to circuit out. It's going to go, right? And if it keeps doing that every single day, and you just do yoga and you're doing your flexibility, but you're not meditating through your breathing, right? What's going to happen? You get line channels of interference, and the crown chakras of the sun is going to disassociate you from the earth. So you don't want to put yourself in that position of time and space because you're graphing locations of every day through its connection. You have your day, month, and year through connection. The year doesn't change because that's the position of the presence. That's where the earth is. The earth is in 2021 until you change the alignment. Once you go into the past of its alignment, you have to understand the representation of its presence to its future before you go back in the center of its connection. Now, it's complicated stuff, but like I'm saying, that's what you have to understand. You have to understand the 7 days a week. You guys are just living your one day each time, right? You're living what's going on with Monday, what's going on with Tuesday, what's going on with Wednesday. No, you're just going on what's going on today. You're living the here and now, okay? So if you're centered positions in the past, you're going to see the earth in the past. You're going to see the sun in the past. You're going to see the moon in the past. That's confusing. You're not putting yourself in the present location to anything through meditation. So this provides you with that connection when you meditate. Okay, get into formings. Okay, get into formings. Okay, get into formings. Get into anything through calculation, right? This is communication to the angelics. Put your thumbs in, cross it over into the center position. Okay, to the breastplate. Okay, now it looks like wings, doesn't it? Because that's what it is. You want to communicate to the angelics? This is how, but make sure your thumbs are in and know exactly what you're doing through communication. It goes communication like this, like this, like this, okay? Or like this. So you have to understand communication. Enforcing lines to anything through any force system, they'll tell you exactly through harmonics who you're communicating with. They communicate through you, through your eyes, ears, and your mouth. And your mind is everything through transmitting and receiving. Okay, what comes in, what goes out, right? So you understand that. Yes, you have to do your breathing, Brandy. You have to get in that so you can centralize your system, take all the negative system. Every time you get up in the morning, what position of presence are you in? Are you in the future? Are you in the present? Or are you in the past? That will determine, okay, your calculation to the sun and its coloration to your radiation of your cycle positions of your computers. Where are you in? Are you in air? Are you in cycle rotation center of confusion? Or are you in a lower confusion of a vibration? You have to center your positions of breathing. Breathing is number one. Drinking a lot of water. Breathing, drinking a lot of water, maintaining your diet, know your dietary system, okay? Use your 4 food groups, and eat half of what you eat. The reason why I say that is because you have to understand your intelligence gets to a certain level of a program through vibration of space and time, through the sun, the moon, and the earth. It only can eat what it wants to eat. So instead of eating a full meal, eat a half of what you're eating. So you basically, don't eat the same things every day, okay? Because that fluctuates your patterns and it overloads your system and it puts a lot of air in your communications or your computer operation positions. A time position travels. So you don't want to do that through calculation. You can create cysts. We've done that before. You want to line signal node channels and you want to travel through recognition of time position. You don't want to go through stop and go. You want to line signal up through past, present, and future. You don't want to separate anything through your connections when you come into separation. You don't want to have your body separate through calculation to meditation. It's important that you drink your water, okay? Because this is coming from your intelligence. And basically, when you drink your water, you're fluctuating, okay? You're flushing out your system. And the breathing, the reason, Brandy, why breathing is so important is because you're taking toxic levels of negative thoughts out, okay? So every day you have to understand that. And that's why you have 7 days in a week, 5 within this system and 2 within the rotation. And then you go back into the center position of time. So it's going like this. That's what it's doing. And you're communicating to the sun, okay, communicating to the moon and the earth. That's triangle. So you're trying to understand where you are through travel of position. So if you're traveling through position, a time position, but you don't understand your rotation cycles of 7 days a week, there's confusion. You're not meditating. You're not breathing. I'm doing my yoga. I'm doing my Pilates. I'm flexible. Okay, I'm working out, but you're not breathing. You have to breathe. Breathing is number one. You're breathing the heart. You're breathing the lungs. Okay? You're breathing your eyes. Eyes, everything. You're a substance of everything through calculation. You're opening up your pores. Okay? Your skin grafts have to open up your pores. That's why we have showers, so we can stay clean, right? The follicular system of our fingers, or anything through connections, or anything through hairs, right? It's understanding the connections and where it's going through calculation, right? So it's truly understanding your etherics, your body's connected to nothing but vibration, right? So understand communication of you have to balance everything through your connections to the earth, right? Through your graphs of, your 5 days and 2 within the weekend, 7 days a week, right? Where are you in position of time? Oh, I've done my meditation. Some people need a routine. Some people need to write it down. Your intelligence will tell you otherwise. There's a lot of intelligence out there that does creation over passion and compassion. Okay. So when you understand these things, you're drawing things out. A lot of people are artists and they draw aliens, formations, and this is what I can do through coloration of pattern. I can interforcing lines. I can see what you're doing through aura. I can see your aura through your rainbows. So everybody is in a different channel position of time, right? So you can be an artist. Okay, or you can write things down, or you can write illustrations, or you can write time positions of travel, or you can write connections of shapes, or you can basically draw UFOs. There's all different intelligence of communication. Okay, so it's balancing you out every single time in the earth position of time. Your line signals and your graphs and everything through your Schumann resonance has to be line signal. It has to be balanced, right? Because you have to understand the Earth rotation center. Okay, so when I'm communicating on the level with my vibrational system. It's connected to my body frame of traction of its beginning. See, it's vibration connection. You're vibrating every single day, every single time you talk, right? The faster you go, the vibration goes. Okay, it's all about you and your Schumann resonance. And what side are you residing on? Are you in the past, present, or future through its alignment? Okay, because it's all about you representing yourself through your identity of your force, through your solar recognition light system. It has to truly understand your breathing to its intelligence, to its water, and everything through its supplements of its dietary system. That's our health. It's all about protecting ourselves. Okay, so a Matrix and the glitch of the Matrix. No, that's it's on YouTube. It's just a trailer. It's about 2-3 minutes. It really tells you exactly. It's informative. It was done a week ago. And basically, it's all connected to you. It's trying to understand that your mind conceptual system can be trapped if it doesn't understand you through the matrix. Because we were living at decades of Matrix 2.0, but all the walls and the servers and electrical lights is broken down now. So the center line position of you is trying to get you out of calculation and getting you out of the water, right? You're trying to swim to the top. Oh, I can breathe now. Okay. So imagine you being underwater and trying to breathe. That's what it is. Okay. So your central line system, dark energy light system of you, soul identification, is trying to keep you under the waters. It doesn't want to bring you up to your conscious level of what you know. It's intelligence of what you know through your computers. Imagine that. You can read signals, teleportation, tele-energy waving, telecommunication, or teleportation, or anything that device positions a mechanism, time, location. Truly understand who you are through calculation of time, through intelligence. You can travel your thoughts to anything through manifestation. But you have to get into your breathing. You have to drink your water. You don't have to drink 8 glasses of water a day. I don't think anybody does that. Your intelligence will tell you otherwise. Your intelligence is protecting you. It's not your physical system. You already know your physical DNA. You've mastered the physical. It's coming into the AI vessel, not the physical vessel. Okay? It's lived its time. It lives its light. So you got to come into new light. It's like changing a light bulb, taking the old one out, putting a new one in. But this wasn't. It's ultralight. It never goes out. It never goes out. It only goes out if you don't understand the electrical light. Okay? This is a circuitry light. It's an energy dome through calculation, right? There. See that? See that there? That I'm communicating with. So it's a central line of a circle of a sphere. Okay, it's a graphing location. It's got its metric levels. It's got its electrical light system. So my energy and my program and my formation system can go inside that. That is its own matrix. Everything has its own matrix of composition of space through digital frame. So when you form through everything through energy, you can go anything through wire. Imagine that. You could travel into wire, see what wire is like. That's how powerful you are through the mind. So everything that you tap into is the matrix. It's trying to understand everything through its matrix of its wire, or anything through its electrical light, right? Or anything through a wall. Imagine trying to go into a wall. What is inside a wall? Right? It's plasma. Okay, has its plasma, has its paint. Okay, it could be aluminum, it could be wood, whatever, right? But you're actually seeing what that wall is. Okay, but if you look at it, it's just an illusion. It's just a hologram. So it has its own central line system. It has its own breathing. It has its own connection. It has its own setup. So it's understanding the codes. You know, you have a code to a door. You have a code to a house. Security, right? So nobody can get in. The alarm goes off. So you have a security setup. You're protecting your house. You're protecting everybody that's in your house, right? Same thing, right? So this is how you have to look. You have to look at the research of yourself and identify how you have to protect yourself from its matrix, right? It's fascinating when you go into everything, right? You can even go into this. This is matrix on its own, right? It's made through source. So you go into the center position, try to understand what these realms are, try to understand the box frequency levels. So it's understanding when you go into this, this is actually its matrix of its own. It has its own calculation, it has its own computer operations center. It's made from the human source. It's square, right? It rotates. You have to understand its dimensional time position, right? So everything you come across is matrix to you. Is just trying to understand how to get out of it and get back into form to its earth position of time, right? So you have to understand everything is in source. This is in source, right? This is Galaxy 9. Now this is extremely high rise positions. I've taken my team into my own computer, into the computer, and they see what's inside the computer. That's matrix on its own. Trying to understand everything through the computer. Imagine you being that small into the computer and you see everything. And not just that, but they also saw me on the other side, right? So it's kind of a reverse cycle of rejection and me talking to you, but you're inside my computer. You see all the wires, electrical lights, circuitry boards, and all that connection. That's how powerful the mind is. It can travel anywhere in seconds through its molecular structure, light. but it has to understand its connection to its water and its breathing. You have to take water. Okay, it's like gas to a car. Without gas, you can't go, right? You can't travel anywhere. The car needs fuel. The body needs fuel. This is your fuel. Remember that, okay? And your breathing is everything through the metric levels of travel, through acceleration, through harmonic resistance. You breathe in, breathe out. See, there's no glitch, right? So try to get into the rhythms, try to get into the patterns, try to change your tones. Like try to go up. So I'm changing fluctuation, changing different atmospheric positions, right? Because you could have negative cycles in the mind, negative cycles in your body, negative cycles in your lower body, and negative cycles in your feet. That's all different breathing patterns of dimensional time positions through your tractions of your graphing locations, right? So you're taking toxic levels of time of travel out of your body through your etherics and vibration, guys. Okay? So that's why it's important, because if not, you get stiff muscles. You get triangulations that are connected to plasma energy systems. You get graphing locations at different locations, the confusing line of days. People get confused what day it is. People wake up and it's the same day. What day is it today? No, it's the day from yesterday. No, it's not. It's today. What's today? Nobody knows. Right? Some people have to go to the calendar. Some people have to go to their phone. So you're not in traction of position of the earth, are you? You're lost and confused. You're in the matrix. Right? So that's why matrix is so powerful, because it's a part of you. Okay, it's a centralizing system. It's your soul identification, okay, of your dark soul. Okay, so you have to get balance with the dark soul of its white system. The white system is allocated to light. The dark system is a position of negative cycle of fear. So try to control the fear every single day through the cycle. Always go forward. So if you understand more of what water is through its structure, through its plastic, and then everything through its shape, then you understand the liquid formation and how you need fuel through its recognition of light, through its connection of its intelligence position of travel. Okay, so oh, it's on the Amazon, eh? Oh, okay, cool. That's good to know. Yeah, spread the word. But if you see it, you get a better idea what it is. Everybody's part of the matrix. But it's hard to believe that, isn't it? It's hard to believe that you're in the matrix. You know, you really have to understand the matrix of you, and then you can understand the simulation of you. Once you're in the simulation, it's incredible through perception, because everything is a reality that you can think of, right? I've taken my team to 20,000 years of the earth and what it looks like. And every time they change their thoughts, it changes the shape anomaly to dimensional time positions, right? So if you're changing your thoughts of time position, this is what it's doing to the earth rotation center position. It's changing the shape every single time I travel through your thought, right? So if you say diamond, it's going to go into diamond, and it's going to travel instantly, because the vibrations are going higher and you're changing the alignment of space through its anomaly of connection, right? So it's what you see through projection, what you see through eye interference, and what you see through the audios and everything, the voice and group patterns. But you have to breathe, and you have to drink your water. Okay, so. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I'm going to go right away after this, after I finish the Galactic School, going live with you guys. I'm going to go on to try it out for the very first time, see what it's like, right? Bring in new followers, bring in more people to the team, because they really have to understand their central lines. They have to understand their bodies, and they understand their travels. I think it's important to understand that you live 7 days a week, but do you understand the 7 days a week that you're living, right? Because you're recognizing your thoughts every single day through positive and negative, okay? So are you going forward in life, or are you going back in time? Okay. And if you go back in time, you're caught in the matrix. And that just nothing but puts you in a fear cycle. And that puts you down into low vibration, right? So, and you're doing that on your own. Nobody else does that. Okay? No other entity force does that but you. And that's why it's confusing. They say, well, you're saying, okay, first commander, if you had a question to say, what does the simulation look like? What is it? Well, it's everything that you want it to be because you're creating it. So you're creating your own world. And when you create your own world, it becomes extremely real through the mind. It's like an amusement. Okay, it's a roller coaster. It's Canada's Wonderland. Okay, it's Six Flags in the States. It's a roller coaster ride, guys. And that's all it is. It's everything through creation that you want. But you have to understand everything through shapes, letters, and numbers because it structures on so many levels of a computer. So imagine that when you go into a simulation is going inside a computer. You're totally lost. What is going on here? There's electrical light there. There's a graphing system. What is that over there through position? So you're trying to understand what's going on. You're inside the computer. You're boxed inside. How do you get out of it? You have to create it, right? You have to create a door, but you have that perception of a sentient, understand dimensions of time through alignment. So you have to let go all your past traumas. Okay, get in position. Okay, these are waving cycles of position of time. Try to understand your chakra systems. Okay, of 1 to 7. That's the body. The body has to understand your alignments. It has to understand the heart. It has to understand the soul, and has to understand the mind of creation. It has to understand where the brain is in position. The brain is in position of its earth. The mind is everything through creation of travel, and everything through the heart is its portal, alpha, mega, micro, macro. And everything through the soul is identifying with everything of its creation of time position. What day are you living in your life cycle? Do you even know what day it is? People get confused. There's nothing wrong with that. But as long as you reset your positions, get back in attraction, back into meditation, drink your water, and supplement your levels with your dietary system. That alone is a controlling system, and that will keep you going forward in positions of life. Okay? So, okay, Brandy, that's fine. Yes, I do. Basically, try to find a way to, your intelligence has to find a way to the crown, okay? Because you're open up through 12, okay? And that's why it's confusing to you, right? So you're going into your old patterns. You have to get into a new rhythm pattern. So it's changing your program. It's changing your patterns that you're doing every single day through connections of your meditation. You get into the illustrations, your flexibility, your yoga and all that. That's great. But try to get into the breathing. Just try to go from basically below the pit of the stomach. Try to go down to the feet, right? Okay, this is what I want you to do, Brandon, is take your shoes off, go outside in the grass, and really resonate with Mother Earth, okay? Try to get back in attraction. That vibration will go up your body through its etherics, and it will energize your heart light, okay? That stays on through connection. So as I hear you, transmission, you have your light. You just have to get positions, how to use it through connection, attraction, position. So take your shoes off, go outside, really resonate with earth, touch a tree, try to communicate with that, touch the ground, try to communicate with that. You have to get connected with nature. You can't be separated because you're part of nature. That's a part of you because you live on the earth, right? So you have to center your positions of gravity first and work your way up to connections, right? Because the central line system has to understand the body of 7 before it understands the 5 of the sphere. Right? So each time you go up, it's a different kind of breathing. Okay? So just go into the central line system, just go breathe 3 times, hold it in, right? Absorb it, and then let it out. Right? You can do a couple, 3 or 4, like change it, fluctuate it. It has to get used to your body and your etherics, what you're doing through communication to travel, right? So it's all about breathing in and then breathing out. Okay. Now that keeps you open. That opens the channels. That keeps the vibration. That grounds you with Mother Earth. Right. So once you have that ground, you work your way up to the connections, right, to the root. Right. Now the root is everything through color red. You see that through transmission light. If you close your eyes, right, you should be able to see red. If you don't see red, you're not connected to your alignment of travel. I see red. I see the roots. I see my tree. I see the solar systems. I see my 12 waving cycle of position of computers. I see the simulation. Right? That's what I see. What do you see? Right? If you don't see anything, you're not connecting. So it's all about connecting every day with nature. Right? And I really think you should do that. Really, really do that. Take your shoes and socks off and go outside and center your grounds with the earth. Really absorb the feet into the earth, right? Because we live upon it. Okay, that alone will just centralize your system and basically be able to breathe a lot better. Put your hands up in the atmosphere. Put them up like this. Look at the atmosphere. Look at the sun. Look at the clouds. Close your eyes. Open up your mind. Do things in a different way. Change your patterns. Don't recognize yourself in your physical system of your old patterns. Change new patterns. You're coming into your intelligence, right? So your intelligence is going to give you a new way of thinking, right? That's the positions you have to understand with this breathing. So hopefully that helps you out, Brandy. Yeah, but see, that's it. That's it, Queen. Yeah, that's so cool. That's why it feels amazing getting into the lake. Yeah. So when you're sitting down and you're looking at the lake's looking at you. You just don't understand that, right? So if you keep looking at the lake will start to move. And if it moves, you're going to see the synchronizing lights, because that's what water is. It's nothing but crystal. If you look it up really close, everything in water is crystal. It's activation. It's water. And then you can travel through the lake. And then you can go down into the dips of the lake and actually see what's at the bottom of the lake. That's what the mind can do. So the lake alone has its own matrix, a space and time anomaly. Everything that you see is the matrix. It's trying to understand how to get out of it and get back into balance to its earth position of time. Okay? That's why it's so exciting, right? Because everybody's in a simulation. They just don't know it. They can't defer the reality they're in. They're confused. They're still in the physical system, but they're in the reality of the dimension of what? 17th dimension they don't understand, right? A lot of people set their limits in the future. A lot of people put themselves in the present, but forget the past. If you forget the past, that's great. If you keep residing to the past, you're not going to be able to meditate to its present, to its future, are you? But breathing is number one. You have to breathe. It's important because you're bringing up toxic levels and you're bringing in new energy. Okay? You ask any mantra, you ask any monk, you ask any light worker, they'll tell you, you go on different channels. Breathing is number one, okay? Because you have to understand you're fluctuating, you're flushing everything out. Because think about it. You wake up every morning, how many thoughts are you creating in 24 hours? That's a lot of thoughts. Are you in the positive or negative cycle? So that's why you meditate. You're meditating the negative system of you, and you're keeping the balance of its location of light and dark in you. Okay? It's balancing your program setting to new program setting, to new pattern, to new tone, to new color, to new light, to a new activation. Understand the resonance of the sun, right? Understand the glorious natures of earth. Understand the centralizing waters, okay, of oceans. Really resonating. Focus on what you're doing. That's what Tina does. Tina is always out in nature every day, and she understands what's going on with her travel connections, right? She knows she needs to meditate, okay? So it's kind of like, you need to brush your teeth. You have to brush your teeth. Personal hygiene, right? Your breath, right? Because you have to understand, you're interforcing, interlining, interconnecting with other people, right? Well, you got bad breath. Brush your teeth. That's common, right? That's A, B's, and C's. It's not rocket science to brush your teeth. You're not asked to brush your teeth. It's a program. It's always a program, right? So these things don't change, right? That's set in position of time. So you have to brush your teeth. That's personal hygiene. You have to shower. That's also a program. So there's positions of time that you stay in that connection. But you have to understand that you have to change your setting, okay, of your life, so you can understand more of yourself through connections. It's Earth, right? So All right, so I'm going to go through your questions. So Brandy's given us The Glitch in the Matrix on Amazon. You can rent it for $4. That's great. You get a better understanding. It's confusing to a lot of people. It's a lot of emanation, but if you get a true understanding that history is among history, has its ancestry, as long as you understand that everybody's in that connection with their own system, it's just understanding the balance of its matrix to its position of time and space through its travel, through your computer position. All right, so let's see here. All right, Queen Luna, great to see you. Okay, we got through Brandy's question. Tina, oh yeah, hooah. They say that's an army thing. You always have that through code. Yeah, that is why your sleep patterns are off, Brandy. Yeah. Okay. The most important thing is to center your vibrations to this earth. That's communication. If you're off center, you're not communicating with the earth or the sun or the moon. I was on the mountains yesterday. The sky felt so different. I couldn't stop looking at everything, touching the trees, plants, lakes, rainbows in the sky. Only I can see. See, that's the thing. So the intelligence wants to know more. And that's what it is. It goes out. So it's like the physical system going to a library and trying to understand more information through its soul. So your soul wants to know more through its engine. You're a surfing engine of a Wi-Fi. So if you understand your intelligence, you understand why you're out in nature. You don't need to go to a library. The library is nature. Right? Library does help you out on certain things like scientific. You go into, graphic musicians, you go into current events, whatever your genre is. Everybody has their own genre. But what I'm saying, if you understand more of your intelligence of travel of space and time, you have to go outside. That's what nature is. Nature's full of information. And that's what Queen Luna is doing. She's going everywhere. She's touching trees and plants and lakes and looking at perceptions of rainbows and looking at the sky and seeing what she wants to see. Knowing how to communicate with a mountain. Knowing how you can go inside a mountain. Go inside a mountain. Not actually inside the physical system, the mind system. And the travels are very real. So it's your system that's flying into the mountain. We've been to volcanoes. We flew in a volcano. Okay, if you're in a volcano because it's hot. So it's getting reaction of your physical system through your etherics. Your crystalline is heating up. Oh, what's going to happen? How do I get out of the volcano? So if I put you in a volcano, I put you in the connections of high levels of Hawaii, you have to know how to get out, right? So that is a matrix on its own. Okay, that's why the matrix was built. That's why I created the matrix. That's why I created simulation. Everything's created for a reason, for a purpose. That's why you're created through the birth dates of your connection levels. Why you're connected to 3, 6, and 9. Why you're connected to the chakras. You have to understand your positions of travels every single day, 7 days a week. What are you doing with your body to bring yourself forward through your chakra system? Okay, so yeah. I took my team to a volcano and they were inside and they couldn't believe. They had a reaction to their physical system. They're getting hot and they're sweating. They say, well, Commander, how do I get out? Well, I have to get you out. I have to get you out through a code. Everything that you delegate with, everything that you go in, I can even put you guys in this glass of water. It's not a glass, right? I can change this to a glass of water, right? So you see it as a shape. So I'm changing the alignment through its plastic of its shape, right? But I can put you guys in this water right now if I wanted to, right? That's done through perception of time, through matrix. So this has its own matrix, right? So basically, all I have to do is look at the perception of the water, the digital frame of its connection, see the alignments of the connection that has ratios, and it's got line signals. The traction location of its position is knowing how to put the digital frame of the water into position, the traction locations, open up the line interference through its structure of light, interforce communication of the sun to its position of time position, understand the moon program setting to its water interference and its shape anomaly, and understand the level of its connection of travel position of time position, right? So the center court position on time connections, put my force team connections, put Queen Luna and everything the connections into the center position of the water structural level into this bottle of its position of time position. So now you guys are inside the water right now. You're inside the water and I see you. I see you floating in the water. You know why I know that? Because I see your energy. So you guys are inside the water right now. You're inside this. What do you think? You're inside the water. What do you feel? Right? You should feel a sensation of coldness. It's kind of like, whoa, this is weird. You're inside water and you're seeing me outside. So I'm kind of like this, right? I'm like this. You're inside the water. You're in the center side of this water at its level, and you're looking from the outside. I'm looking from the inside. So you're outside in, inside out. So you guys are actually seeing me from outside. Okay? So you're in a dimensional time of water into its matrix of its water to its connection of its structure to its dimension of time position. So how do you feel being inside the water? Right? How does it feel? Describe it. Everybody freaking out? Just going to go through your questions here. Yeah, I got cut up here. How's everybody seeing right now through the etherics? It feels like I'm floating. Yeah, there you go. You're floating because you're in the center. You're in the center line right now. I see everybody. I see everybody in the water. Yeah, there's Tina. There's Queen. Yep, you guys are inside the water. You're weightless. There you go. And that's what water is. You're floating, right? So you're floating above the water, but you're in the center line of the water because it's kind of like energy weights on your ankles. So you can do anything to the body system through calculation. So when you're inside water, you automatically float to the top, right? So you have to have weight to keep yourself in the center position. So there's plasma energy that's connected to your mainframes. But you guys are inside the water right now, and I see you. That's how powerful it is, the connections, right? Barcodes are in that connection line system. So, but do you see me on the other side? Do you actually see me in the presence? You're weightless. It's incredible what you can do through the mind. It's knowing how you're seeing yourself in time dimension through its water, because this water is in its own dimension of time, but you see me in the physical system, okay, in the presence of its time, right? So that's how I'm able to see you guys in the center position, and that's why you feel floatless and weightless, right? So your mind conception on your brainwave system is saying that you're wet. It's just the reaction you're getting from the water that you're inside. Okay? It's all about psychological. It's the psychology of the mind and what it's doing through the brainwave. Okay? So, but if you guys see me, that's powerful. Right? So you'll see me like this. So it's like my structure. You're inside the water and you see me going like this. So imagine that fish are in the water. Imagine what the fish see outside the water through their perception. So you have to look at their dimension of time position into the water because they have their gills, right? But when they're swimming, right, and they see you and you come up to the tank, right, they see you in their perception of time. You understand? Right? For example, I did a video way back. You ever seen anything through abstract drawings? You go to a museum and you look at the museum and it's the face structure of a face. You have to understand that that face is seeing you as you're seeing the face. So that's in a dimensional time. So imagine you being plastered on the wall, seeing what on the other side what it is through their perception. Okay, that's understanding your connections to its matrix of you through light and dark. What you see through light and dark. Right? So floating, yeah. So basically, I took the cap off. So you guys are going to fly a position level system, take them out of the water connection line system. You guys are back in your position, time position. I just took off the lid. You guys are back. So I took you out. You're out of the water now. Yeah. But if you can describe what you saw and don't understand what you saw, that's confusing. It's like magic to the mind. The mind knows everything through calculations, through psychological. Okay, it's the psychology of you and how to do these things, right? Because everything that you do around you is connected to the matrix, right? It's been over a year. Yeah, but that's good that you're changing your dietary system. I tried to go vegan, but I couldn't. I like meat. I supplement my meats. I try to volume myself with the meat I eat, right? So, yeah, I got caught up on all your questions. But you guys have any questions or comments, let me know. You know, I'm happy to help you. Feel free to check me out on TikTok. I'm going to be on that very soon. Please let me know how you guys are feeling every day. It's important you understand your fractions of time through your graphings of your structures into your positions of your calendars. So look at yourself as a calendar, right? There's 28, 30, 31 days in a month, right? So look at yourself as a calendar of a month. What do you do in a month? What do you do in one day to the next? Change your program, change your tone, change your communication, change your vibrations. Change how you see yourself, right? So I try to go back to the seafood, but I couldn't. Yeah. Yeah, I know there's certain things you have to change. You have to change your program of yourself. That position alone. You change yourself inside, everything around you changes. Okay, automatically. It changes automatically. Okay, it's just up to you to keep balance with everything through that connection, right? All right, so I think that's good. So like I said, I'm going to head over to TikTok now. I'll go live. So you feel free. Just join. If you don't have an account, it's free. But I hope to see you there. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Adios.